In this module, we will discuss a critical aspect of red teaming, which is credential dumping. This involves extracting sensitive information such as username and passwords from a compromised Windows system. These credentials are often the key to moving within a network, escalating privileges, or stealing data. In addition to this, we will also explore several credential dumping techniques. By the end of this module, you will have a comprehensive understanding of various techniques and tools employed in red teaming for credential dumping on Windows system. We are certain that this learning will help you to identify vulnerabilities in the target environment, extract sensitive credentials, and leverage them to advance within the network, ultimately enhancing your ability to defend against such attacks. So let's get started. Understanding Active Directory security requires understanding the inner workings of Windows authentication and how credentials are stored and protected. Particularly, the Local Security Authority Subsystem Service (LSS) and its components are key players here. This section examines them along with the Local Security Authority secrets as a means for protecting credentials stored within an Active Directory environment. This section also covers LSS secrets, LSS secret storage mechanism, as well as how credentials may be stored or extracted using various Active Directory components such as LSS. Let's first understand LSS. LSS stands for Local Security Authority Subsystem Service and plays an essential role in authenticating and safeguarding systems on Windows OS platforms. LSS handles tasks such as user logins, password updates, and policy enforcements. LSS plays an integral part in the Active Directory by storing user credentials such as password hashes and Kerberos tickets in memory. These credentials allow LSS to authenticate users and grant them access to various resources within an AD domain. The Local Security Authority (LSA). LSS contains LSA as a security component that controls authentication processes on Windows systems. It includes several important functions such as authentication. LSA handles user authentications by verifying user credentials during the login process. Authorization. Authorization determines what resources user can access based on their permissions and group memberships. Security policy enforcement. LSA takes great pride in uploading security policies such as password complexity requirements and account lockout policies through their enforcement services. Credential protection. LSA securely stores and manages credentials to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. LSA secrets. Protecting credentials. LSA secrets are a critical aspect of credential storage within LSS. They are a part of the Windows protection storage feature designed to securely store sensitive data, including user passwords and service account credentials. LSA secrets are stored in the Windows registries and are encrypted using a system-specific key. These secrets can include cache domain credentials, auto-login credentials, service account passwords, credentials for network services. Now, let's look at how LSS and its credentials are protected against unapproved access, especially when running with the Protected Process Light attribute enabled. Protected Process Light (PPL) is a security feature introduced in modern Windows operating systems to protect critical systems processes, including LSS, from unauthorized access and tampering. When LSS runs with the PPL attribute, it operates at one of the highest privilege levels in the Windows operating system, making it extremely challenging for external tools or code to interact with it. PPL ensures the integrity and security of LSS, as any tampering attempts can have secure consequences for system stability and security. Let's explore the tools for credential extraction. Tools for credential extraction. Two prominent tools for extracting credentials from LSA are Mimikatz and CrackMapExec. Let's explore how these tools work. The first tool is Mimikatz, the Swiss Army knife of credential extraction. Mimikatz is an efficient post-exploitation tool capable of extracting plaintext passwords, password hashes, and Kerberos tickets from LSS memory using techniques such as pass the hash and pass the ticket. Mimikatz can then use these credentials for further lateral movement within networks. Let us now see how we can use Mimikatz to extract the LSA secrets from the memory of the pentester machine to obtain any clear text password stored in the memory. Open up a PowerShell terminal and run the Mimikatz executable present in the tools folder under the x64 folder inside the Mimikatz folder. Or you can download the executable from the GitHub repository link provided below. Mimikatz require administrator or system and often debug rights in order to perform certain actions and interact with the LSS process. In order to obtain debug rights, let us try running the command privilege debug. We can see that it errors out as we don't have administrative privileges in the current shell. Close the current PowerShell session and open a new PowerShell session or window as administrator. Now navigate to the Mimikatz directory and load the executable again. Run the command privilege debug once again. We can see that we have the debug rights by observing the privilege 200 OK message. Let us try to dump the LSA secrets by running the command LSA dump secrets. We can see that an error message appears. This error is Mimikatz typically occurs due to the insufficient privileges when attempting to access the sensitive data stored in the LSS process, which is responsible for authentication and security tasks on Windows systems. Additionally, LSS is often protected by security mechanisms like Protected Process Light (PPL), making it challenging to access its data without escalated privileges. To address this error, we need to run the Mimikatz with elevated privileges. Running the token elevate command or acquiring the necessary privileges is required to execute Mimikatz successfully in some cases. This command in Mimikatz is used to attempt to elevate the privileges of the current user's access token to the highest available privilege level, which is typically the system account on Windows systems. When you execute this command, Mimikatz tries to perform a privilege escalation by impersonating or modifying the access token associated with the current user session. By running this command, we can see that our privileges has been elevated to anti-authority system. Now let us try to dump the LSA secrets again. We can see that now we can extract the LSA secrets from the memory. We can also obtain a clear text password of the user Jordan Carey, which was stored in memory. If you want to gain more information on Mimikatz and its function, Sean Metcalf has written a good guide which can be found by following the link below. Defensive efforts against the Mimikatz include monitoring for suspicious activity, restricting administrative privileges, and creating strong authentication mechanisms. The second tool is CrackMapExec. CrackMapExec is a versatile post-exploitation framework that includes credential extraction capabilities. CME uses Mimikatz as one of its modules to extract credentials from LSS memory on compromised systems. Ethical hackers and penetration testers can employ CME to extract credentials during security assessments and demonstrate the risk associated with credential exposure. Let's now use CrackMapExec with the identify administrator hash for the pentester box to dump the LSA secrets from the machine. Open a terminal in Kali and run the following command CrackMapExec using the protocol SMB along with the IP address of the machine, that is 10.0.2.123. Use the user administrator and the obtained hash from the nodes, which we had obtained from the DC and identified to be used on the pentester machine by spraying. Also, use the local auth flag with the command as it is the local account. We can see that it is indeed the administrative hash by the pawn status. Now we will dump the LSA secrets by using the same command as above with the flag LSA. We can see that it dumps the LSA hash from the machine. Notice that it dumps the DCC hashes also along with any clear text passwords. We will discuss more about DCC in the next section. Here we saw that we had obtained the clear text password of the user Jordan Carey. Let us now add this to our notes. Now let us open Bloodhound to identify potential paths from the user. Search for the user and flag the user as owned. we can see that the user has a path that can be compromised, which we will discuss further in a later section.